Hi everyone, it's Carol here, and I want to talk today about the dangers of microwaves. Now I understand that this is a very, very controversial topic. I understand that. But I'm still willing to share it because I'm very passionate about the use of microwaves. I went to a restaurant not that long ago, actually with Shauna, and I wanted some tea. And the only way that they could serve me hot tea is to put it in the microwave. And I said, no thank you. And there's a number of reasons why, and I've done a lot of research over the last year or so on the dangers of microwaves. And so I just kind of want to talk a little bit about where I'm coming from and why I no longer use the microwave. So there's all kinds of scientific terms and whatnot on this. I am not a doctor. I am not a scientist. I just know in the research that I have read on microwaves, what you put into the microwave does not come out the same. So the food structure changes when you put it in the microwave. The molecules, the vitamins, the nutrients are basically being radiated, and so they're not going to be the same as when you put it in the microwave. So I suggest that you do some research online, because I'm going to talk about a few causes that happen when you use microwaves and why I no longer use it. These are all part of my reasons. But you know, just go out there and test for yourself and do some research and then decide. One really good test is to buy two basil plants, because I love basil. So buy 2 basil plants and put them in the same spot, water them the same amount every time you water them. But on one plant, water it with water that you have zapped in the microwave. And then you just watch over the course of a couple weeks what happens to the plants. And I think that's a pretty good test. So if you haven't done that, I suggest that you do it. Okay, so basically microwave usage, from the research that I have done, has been linked to cancer. So in particular, stomach and intestinal cancer. And so basically when you put something in the microwave and the structure and the molecules change and the food changes, then not only are you not losing all the nutrients, but you're creating and I'm not a scientist, you're creating something that really isn't healthy for our body. And so you're putting this stuff into our bodies, which is why the stomach and intestinal cancer has gone up recently. Now, our great-great-grandparents or your great-grandparents, depending on your age, didn't have a microwave. They did not have these issues. So I recently lost my dad to colon cancer. So I've done a lot of research in the last couple of years on colon cancer. And I just really believe that there is a link to cancer and microwave usage. And obviously it scares me. So when we were trying to make my dad as healthy as he could be, and my mother was here, we did a lot of research and a lot of discussion on putting his asparagus in the microwave, because it is known that the microwave zaps 97% of the nutrients out of vegetables. So if you're cooking your vegetables in your microwave, you are only getting 3% of vegetable nutrients and minerals and all the good stuff. So I suggest steaming it or lightly sauteing it in coconut oil, or better yet, eating it raw. So cancer is one. Immune system. It really does break down our immune system. So this is so key for infants. Please, please, if you're going to use a microwave, please do not use it on your baby bottles. Even if you have to reheat your express breast milk, please. They have these little grate warmers that you can just put them in. It doesn't take very long. I've used them. You can put them in water on a stove. Most kids nowadays, they drink their milk cold or at room temperature. So I just hate to see all these little babies and their immune systems being compromised. That's a huge passion of mine, because I love babies, and I hate babies being sick, especially with cancer. The other thing it does is it changes your hormones. You're imbalancing your hormones. And I know as a woman, we have a huge hormone issue, especially when we enter the change. So it imbalances your hormones in both men and in women. So that's another reason not to use it. The other reason would be let me think. Oh yes, memory loss. I have read a lot on how it changes the memory loss and how it changes the way we learn and our intellectual level. So our children, our grandchildren are the future of this company or this country, and oh my goodness, they need to learn. They need to be in school and they need to learn. And if this is creating a memory issue and an intellectual level issue, boy, this is not good, because I know we're all busy, especially you moms that have kids. We're busy. It's easy. They come home from school, they throw something in the microwave. And then in the schools too. And the thing is in the fast food restaurants and in the schools, when they use microwaves, I know McDonald's calls them queuing ovens, at least they used to call them queuing ovens. They would heat a burger with, 20 seconds and poof, it's just, talk about the radiation and stuff that goes into it in just a short period of time. So that's another reason. The other one, and probably the last one that I think I have on my list, is toxins. It creates toxins, especially if you are using plastic containers. So if you're throwing, you can get these little Rubbermaid or Glad storage units. You throw them in the fridge for putting them so you can eat them for later, for leftovers, and then you throw it in the microwave in that container. No, it's a bad idea. What happens is it hits the plastic, the radiated waves, whatever, hits the plastic and it releases toxins. Now, this is huge for me because I am so huge on keeping my liver clean. I'm constantly doing things to keep my liver clean. It's my main fat burning organ. And I believe that one of the reasons why I stay so slim and trim is because I keep my liver clean. So I just don't want to see any more toxins be put in my body than what already is in my body and comes in my body daily through environment, hairspray, lotions, anything. There's all kinds of, the air we breathe has toxins. And so I just really try really hard to keep my liver clean. So I think that's about it. You might find my post very interesting. I cite a few studies. I don't really go into the details. I just would rather you guys do the research. I just talk about a few of them and the ones that really impacted me and the ones that I really, got a lot out of. I put a link on my blog post so that you can go to the website where I learned a lot. I just really encourage you to do your own research and then decide what you feel is best for you, your lifestyle, your family, your health. I am hoping that you learn something, that you do the plant little study, and that it's impacting, because I really want you to transform your health through the power of smart choices and not use the microwave. Thank you, and until next time.